Welcome to RSAC Conference 2025. We're here recording from the Cyberist TV studio at Marriott Marquis in San Francisco. I'm your host, Adrian Sanabria, and joining me for this interview is Jamie Norton, board director at ISACA. And you do say ISACA, correct?
Yes,
Is it?
that's
Okay.
correct. Yeah.
So congratulations for winning Best Professional Certification Program in the 2025 SC Awards. And obviously, I'm aware of ISACA. I've been in the industry since 2001, but I don't know a whole lot about it. So I'm going to be asking you a few questions. And I guess just starting out, what makes a great professional certification, cybersecurity certification? Because I understand it's there are very specific ones. Like I used to have a SAN certification in just incident response, but this is more of a broad professional certification, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So we've got, SACA's got a number of certifications, but I think what makes
Okay.
what makes a good one is, obviously addressing a market need, that we see, and SACA has 180,000 members globally and more than 280 chapters. So we're a very large global organization, and it's a big community there. So we leverage that as part of our certifications, and we use that expertise. And I think that the quality process that goes through those certifications is something that really, I think, sets us apart. But equally, that having that community behind you, to have regular updates with and to be involved with throughout your whole career journey, I think is what adds all that extra value to certification. So it's not just a piece of paper; it's the whole, it's your career really that you're working with.
And what are some examples of you don't have to run through every one, but just some examples of some of those certifications that you provide?
Yeah, so our one that we won the award, and we're really excited about this last night, was our Certified Information Security Manager, so the CISM.
Okay.
So that is relatively unique. It is definitely one of the leading certifications in security, but it addresses that need from the security leadership, security management, and how that programs can be developed at a more strategic level, and working with senior executives and working with boards. So it addresses that sort of higher end of the security function and the industry. We've also got a number of other certifications like our CISA, which is the sort of the gold standard in the audit community as well. So
Yeah.
so these are really strong. I think we've got collectively over 300,000 in those two certifications
Oh, wow.
alone globally. So it's a really large scale there in terms of what we're doing as well.
Yeah, and obviously getting the certification, like a lot of that is just confidence, credibility, that you have some kind of baseline information in this field. That I imagine members pair with experience, and that helps when they're seeking a new job, or maybe they're just trying to fill gaps in their knowledge, right? Going through some of these certification programs. Is that about right?
It is. I mean, we often initially see members come to OSACA for the certifications. It's normally their journey into OSACA, but then from there, we have this concept of the career journey, and we really want to be part of their career and enabling their career.
Mhm.
From early right the way through to sort of more senior stages. And so we have some very strong certifications like the CISM. We also have some more specific, certifications like some ones around AI that are emerging now, and other sort of key themes that we're seeing in the industry. So, we do have that sort of lifelong continuous learning element that we bring as well. And I think we leverage the membership as well around a lot of this stuff. So to help make sure those certifications stay current and remain sort of at the leading edge, we leverage our own expertise that we have within OSACA globally to help seed that.
And just talking more broadly about ISACA, I actually spoke at an ISACA conference, quite a large one they have in South Florida.
Yeah.
And if you're aware of that one, and so events, it is a membership. I assume there's a membership program associated with it as well.
Yeah, I think that's the real strength of OSACA is as I said, 180,000 members globally. So we're almost all corners of the world, and our chapters really do have some great culture, and each of them is running their own sort of localized events and their own local programs, and then
Community.
It's exactly, yeah, it's a community, and we have regional events, and then we have global events, and sometimes they're themed as well. So there's usually, in any given month, there's a lot of activity going on, for us globally, and that's on top of all the certifications and other frameworks that we develop and offer as well.
So frameworks as well.
Yeah.
So I imagine the certifications, the frameworks, influenced by how the market's changing, how security roles are changing. which happens pretty frequently.
It does. So again, we leverage our community because they're the experts and help us really make sure that we have really good quality in what we're doing. But our frameworks, COBIT, you might know COBIT. That's an ISACA framework.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
CMMI, which is sort of the standard in defence and US government, is ours as well. So there's a lot of that work that's also getting done. And then we have advocacy on top of that as well. So there's a lot of advocacy work we do. So we're a broad church really in terms of the activity in the market.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, I personally have been involved about 2005, 2006. So similar vintage to yourself in terms
Yeah.
of my career. But I've been fortunate to have ISACA with me every step of the way. And I'm from a fairly small city in Australia, and ISACA's been there the whole way through, and I've sort of grown and worked with them over the years, and now I'm on the board of directors globally. So it's a fantastic organization to be a part of.
Vintage seems an appropriate term at this point in my career.
Yeah, I keep referring to myself as old. I know I shouldn't do it, but I started
On cybersecurity, especially.
Yeah,
it's a long time.
Yeah. It's a new profession, a newly emerging field, I suppose, in terms of people coming in. So it's great.
Yeah, and it's having been around since then, it's been fascinating to see cybersecurity in general kind of enter the mainstream zeitgeist. Everything from TV and movies to just daily news and daily life as well. And it must be interesting watching the certification program kind of evolve to bring in all these new people who know cybersecurity maybe from almost pop culture at this point, whereas back and when we started, we were still defining what it even meant, what we would cover, what our responsibilities were. A lot of that, and I think a lot of these certifications frameworks and these certification organizations helped firm up. But what is cybersecurity? What is this job? And what are those baseline requirements? What are those skills that we need, particularly as we needed to grow it very quickly and bring new people in?
Yeah, absolutely. There's been a maturing process certainly over the last 10 to 15 years. We still have a little bit of that branding, I guess, which is the Hollywood branding that we all go home and wear hoodies at night and spend our nights in front of the computer. And I mean, elements of that are certainly there's some truth in there as well. But there's, as you say, the frameworks and building the maturity of the profession.
I love a good hoodie.
Yeah. I've got my fair share as well. But having those frameworks and that quality that we build into the processes that we do in cyber is all about sort of maturing the profession. And we have, as I said, a vast membership. And my first sort of interactions with ISACA Global, in Chicago, was actually working on one of the working groups for the CISM certification. So, we have the best minds in ISACA that sort of gather and work through the quality on those certifications and the questioning and how it all sort of works together. So, there's that constant evolving, and it'd be very different today to what I did when I sat my CISM in 2006. So. Yeah,
I can't say I've ever put the hood up while doing a pen test though. Like the hood is more, it just doesn't do a whole lot. It doesn't
if
add
you were
much.
testing in the Alps or something, maybe you could, you'd use it then. Yeah, but no, you're right. I've never actually used the hood. It's there for looks only.
Yeah. So what's next for ISACA? What are some of the things coming up? Do you have any new certifications? Any big events that people should know about?
Yeah, so as I said, we've always got lots going on. We are very focused on, as I said, that career journey aspect of our members. So we've got some exciting things that we're looking at there coming down the path to really help our members work through from entering the profession all the way through to being very experienced. And we've got some vintage. That's right, vintage. It sounds like a cheese, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But and we do have some new certifications. So I mentioned we've got some advanced AI auditing and advanced AI security. So there's 2 new certifications we've got coming out as well. And we've just this year released our certified cybersecurity operations analyst. So a new certification, which is addressing that gap of more the early stage career professional, but in those technical disciplines. So that's based on feedback from our surveying and from talking to employers that they really do want that early stage career with some with technical capability and also more hands-on capability. So that's a certification that has a hands-on component, so we can demonstrate the ability to do that.
It's interesting. Out of curiosity, before we wrap up here, that's an area where AI looks like it could change things. I feel like we're not entirely sure, like what level of employment is going to be impacted by AI, like what kind of jobs are going to be augmented versus replaced by some of this. But certainly, security operations looks like it's going to be implemented. So what are some of what you're hearing from members there? Is there a lot of concern around that? From people getting into the industry, or concern even that you put together a certification that is now a role that's not serviced by humans anymore. So obviously AI isn't going to get certifications,
No, you're right, and that sort of pattern
or
matching.
maybe you could certify. Like that's one of the ways we benchmark AIs is we have them take the bar exam, the
Yeah,
different tests,
that
different.
that's it. Prove their worth. I mean, that's one of the reasons we have the the advanced AI audit certification that we brought,
Yeah.
because there'll always be a need, I think, to have the checks and balances around AI, whether that's around privacy, whether it's around the security aspects, or any of the frameworks around how it's operating and effectiveness. So that's one of the reasons we've done that. But you're right. I think that on the operations side, that sort of tier one to tier two triage and pattern matching and analytics is something I would I think start to do quite well
Yeah.
over the next little while. So, but I think where we're coming from is providing those foundational skills so that people entering the profession can sort of quickly either move up to a sort of the tier
Yeah.
two, tier three analyst roles, so they've got the foundation, or they might pivot and do more, testing or other types of application security. There's a whole vast sort of catalog of things that people can do, or just pass through on their way to doing a CISM and risk and moving into more the leadership roles. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the concerns I've heard about AI doing some of this work, is that it's not the best assistant for somebody who's very junior, because they need to be able to recognize when it gets something wrong.
Yeah.
And it's still getting things wrong quite often. in some
Absolutely.
cases.
Yeah, there's still that definitely that human oversight. I think that will always be the case. It's all about the
Mhm.
level of oversight that's
Yeah.
needed as it progresses and becomes more mature. But yeah, I think at the moment, at this stage, we want to check AI's homework to make sure it's not delivering something that's based on a false reality.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jamie, for
Appreciate
having this conversation with me. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
Learned a lot about ISACA in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
I
Thank you.
appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for joining us today. And again, congratulations to ISACA for winning the Best Professional Certification Program in the 2025 SC Awards.
Thank you.